Nathaniel, you sure are whipping through the assignments in Unit 8 quickly. I'm really surprised by your ability to have finished everything so quickly and did get your email about the exam tomorrow, and I will make sure that your proctor has the exam ready for you. So here's your Unit 8 test, and I just wanted to go over a couple of things. 1A is perfect. 1B, just be careful, and I think that you've done this before maybe, it's just a mechanical error, but you have to be careful of that. If these are the points that you're using, then when you put in your x values in this part here, what you want is 7 minus negative 4, like you've written, for the x, and that's going to give you 11 squared plus the 10 that you get for the y values. So you should actually have 221, square root of 221 for your length there, okay? Everything else on here looks good to me. Sorry, playing with my new program here. Yep, your slope is perfect. And you're right about the relationships. For parallel lines, you have the same slope. And for perpendicular lines, you want negative reciprocal slopes. Sometimes it's also a good idea, if you're doing a definition and you're trying to show that you explain something in words, to also include an example. So you could say that if the first slope is 1 over 2, this is how we would depict the slope of a perpendicular line. So m of perpendicular, just showing two lines meeting at 90 degrees, equals minus 2 over 1. And sometimes it just helps explain, especially when you're using words like negative reciprocal. When you're answering questions like this, just going forward in grade 11 and stuff, just always pretend like you're sort of explaining it to somebody maybe 1 year less than you in math, who maybe doesn't have everything that you've learned but has most of your knowledge. So you might want to sort of just explain it a little bit, more thoroughly to them, and realize that there might be a little bit of gaps in knowledge, rather than assuming that you're explaining it to a teacher who knows all about it. All right, let's have a look at the second page of the work that you submitted. So here's the second page of the assignment that you submitted, and your slope is coming over from the previous question. So the slope is 5/4, that's correct. And you subbed in the point x, y, 1, negative 2. And so you've got the correct equation. Here you've got it in y equals mx plus b form. And here you put it in what we call standard equation. Ax plus by plus c equals 0. If you're going to do that, then something that you might find a little bit easier in terms of using that form would be, oh, you did it here, I'm sorry, I didn't see the next line, multiplying everything by 4. And so that way you've got no fractions left in your equation, which is sometimes easier to work with. So good job there. So question 4 is great, you're finding the centroid. And it turns out to be 2/3 0 for this particular triangle. For question 5, the centroid divides each median in a ratio of 1 to 2. It does do that. It does sort of bisect each side of the triangle, is what I think you're trying to say. The centroid also represents the center of gravity, or the center of mass of a triangle. And so all of the medians of the triangle, which would go from the vertex across to bisect the opposite side, all of the medians of a triangle meet at the centroid. And so that alludes to what you were talking about. With dividing each side in half, or bisecting each side. And that's exactly what the centroid does. It's the central point where all those lines will cross, so good. Number 6, yeah, that's great, and you caught the little trick there. A lot of people see the 49 and square root it rather than squaring it, and make a mistake there, but we didn't catch you because you've got it covered. And so great job on this assignment. There was just that one mistake to fix up, and I think you're more than ready for the final exam. If you have any questions before you write the exam, don't hesitate to get in touch with me, okay?